Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the GC360 podcast recorded right here at the Garden City, New York Media Studio. I'm your host, Erica Becker, and on this show we have some of the most interesting and influential people in the community. Today I have been chatting with Joanna Vassiliades, and we have had some great conversations about her business that she launched in 2020. She is the founder of Halarosis, which is a all-natural candle and fragrance company. So Joanna, thank you so much for being on the show with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Now, there's a lot of things we could talk about with your product because first of all, it's health conscious, which I love. It's candles, which I love, and you're an entrepreneur, which I love. So it's almost like, where do we start, right? So first off, let's talk about how you actually did get started with this business, and you launched it pretty much after you graduated college, which is amazing.
Right. So I actually started the idea while I was in college. I was in my last semester at Fordham. And I was like, what do I want to do? I've always known that I wanted to go the entrepreneurial route. And I was an avid candle buyer. Mm-hmm. So I would buy all the candles that you could imagine. And I started noticing like the thick black soot that you see forming on jars like this. And I was like, what is that? Like, it's staining the walls. It's this thick, nasty thing that, like, why are we burning this? And through research, I realized that the candle industry is not regulated. So there's these highly toxic, known toxins, chemicals inside these products, and there's no regulation on the market. And we're just burning them in our house as if it's nothing. Mm-hmm. So I started researching the industry and I started buying soy candles thinking, oh, this is a better alternative because most candles on the market are made of paraffin wax, which is a byproduct of the petroleum industry. And I noticed that the scent throw wasn't there. So I was getting what was known to be better for you, but it just wasn't hitting the mark. So I was like, let me try to see if I can make something better. So I spent an entire year, developed the formula, and then I launched right at the end of my college career. And now we're here today.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I want to just show, first of all, because I'm sure a lot of our viewers have seen this black, I've seen this a ton.
We've all seen it.
And then this is your candle.
Correct.
Fully burned. It's perfectly
Exactly.
So what is that black soot?
So there's a couple different things that could cause this. So number one being this thick black soot. So there's a difference between a little bit of soot production and that thick gunky stuff that you see on the jar. The thick one is caused from paraffin wax. So like I said, it's a byproduct of the petroleum industry. A lot of the candles on the market are paraffin wax. It's a cheaper alternative. It lets people just like crank out the product, and the scent throw is always there because you could just load it up with scent. It's easier to work with. And the second thing that can kind of cause it is candle care. So you want to make sure you're trimming your wicks before each burn, because you can have a clean ingredient candle made of soy wax and you'll still get a little bit of that black forming if you're not trimming your wicks. And you also see it a little bit if the fragrances contain like some sort of like sweet scent, like vanilla and stuff like that, but that's completely normal. That's not like that thick soot production that you see. It's just like a little bit of black on the jar. But as long as you're trimming and you're taking care of the candles between each burn, you should be good to go.
Yeah, okay. So what kind of made you realized this because you bought a lot of candles. Right. And so what was the process like to figure out you're like a scientist, like
exactly.
A chemist,
so yeah. So my degree's in global business. People are like, how the heck did you figure this out?
Yeah.
So like I said, it took a year. I tested out different types of waxes. So you have a bunch of different natural waxes on the market right now.
Yes.
Soy wax, coconut wax, beeswax even. So beeswax is more on the expensive side, but I was also looking to gear towards like vegan and cruelty free, so that wasn't an option for me. So I started testing soy wax. It comes from a renewable resource, so it's biodegradable, it's better for the environment, and through testing, I tested all different types of soy waxes. I figured out a formula through trial and error on how to get the maximum fragrance load into a candle that's made of soy wax.
Wow. And how long did that take?
It took a year. Like, it literally took a year, because it takes about a month. It takes 3 to 4 weeks, really, for a soy wax candle to cure, meaning it takes 3 to 4 weeks for that fragrance and that wax to bind together and for it to be ready to burn.
Okay.
And people don't really think about it, but there's so many different things you have to look for when you're burning it. Is it burning clean? Is it burning even? Do you see tunneling going down?
Right.
Is it the right wick size? So there's 12 million different wick sizes on the market. It's like, which size do I put in this jar?
Yeah.
If the jar and the fragrance changes, the wick size has to change. So there's a lot of components that go into the development of it, to the point that now, like, even when I'm testing a new fragrance, I have to test different variations of the same fragrance just to get the right combination of a formula.
So even if you have the right fragrance combination, if you are, now you have a lot of different options of jar designs and scents and colors. So if you even have that same scent, just in a different size jar, you have to experiment with that.
Yes, because the wick size changes based on the jar. So you don't want that tunneling. We don't want wax wasted. Like, I don't want to see like all this wax around. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I want to see it burn all the way down.
Yeah.
I want to make sure people are getting their money's worth.
Yeah.
They're using the entire product.
Yeah. I've seen that so much before when I've bought candles in the past, where there's so much wax at the bottom that just isn't used.
Or on the sides,
because it's the wrong wick size.
Yes,
is that why?
yes, it's not wicked correctly. Exactly.
I never would have thought of that. That's so wild. Yeah. So going back, so you know what? We're gonna actually, I have a lot of questions about the scents and how you come up with those, but we are gonna first take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back after these messages.
My father never stops moving. But after he had a brain aneurysm, he had a difficult time getting back to his normal routine. That's when I called Alliance Services. They paired him with Rosa. She developed a custom home care plan that helped him with his recovery.
Rosa helped me gain my independence back.
Alliance Services, helping older adults continue to live well and independent.
Hey everyone, welcome back to this really, really fun and exciting episode of the GC360 podcast. I'm your host, Erica, and if you're just now joining us, I am here with Joanna Vassiliades, and she is the founder of Halarosis, which is a all-natural candle home fragrance brand that she developed in 2020, actually. So we were just talking about the science behind wicking a candle and the wax and how long it takes to come up with the scents, which is fascinating to me. So you came up with all this in 2020, and now how many scents do you have now?
So right now we have about 32 scents. The unique thing is that we keep all of our scents all year long. So even if you're looking for pumpkin in the middle of the summer, you can find it if you come in store, online. I have customers that do that. They buy pumpkin all year long, or they buy like pine all year long because that's just their scent. You can't walk into other candle stores and necessarily get that. They're just switching their scents consistently.
Definitely.
We're just adding consistently.
Yeah, that's so great. And so coming up with the smells, we were talking about this earlier, and I think it's so fascinating. So the average person, they walk into the room and a candle's burning and they smell, let's say they smell primarily lavender, or they smell primarily vanilla. When you're putting the scents together to come up with how the candle is going to smell burning in the air, talk about that process for you.
So ever since I was younger, I've had a really keen sense of scent. So I mean, it's kind of just like the gift part of it. Like I just have a gift of like smelling something. So when I smell something and I'm developing something, I smell different layers of it. So when you're smelling, for example, a cookie scented candle, it's in your head, it's nostalgic. It's giving you that like cookie baking in the oven type of scent. To me, I'm smelling it. I'm smelling the vanilla. I'm smelling the cinnamon. I'm smelling the depth of it and the different layers of it that all come together. And in the end, you as the consumer are experiencing it as that baked goods scent.
Yeah.
And because I have that keen sense of smell and that depth, that's what allows me to create the fragrances, because I'm the one that literally is sitting there creating the different scent combinations and kind of like, tweaking and making sure it's exactly what I want it to be before it launches into a candle.
I think that's fast. That's incredible to me.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that talent with all of us, because that's not how most people experience it. And so when you're coming up with the scents as well, talk a little bit about, I want to talk a little bit about like how the essential oils, people think that if they're buying an essential oil candle that it's just totally fine and they're doing the healthier thing, which is not really their fault. The education isn't fully there.
Right. So there's two different types of what we call oils, let's say fragrances. You have essential oils, which are extracted from seeds and roots and plants and flowers. And then you have fragrance oils that are used, they're man-made, so they're synthetic, and they're used to create scents like cupcake or chocolate fudge that you can't get from a plant or a flower. And most people are like, oh, it's essential oils, it must be good for you. So there's a whole list of essential oils that are actually toxic to be using, especially if they're not like diluted down, if they're not used properly. They're even toxic to pets a lot of the time. So I get a lot of customers that are like, oh, does this have this essential oil in it? Because I have pets. So you think you're getting the better alternative, but if they're not used correctly and they're burned at a high degree, which is what a candle is, the flame, they can become toxic right then and there. So it's key and essential to be choosing fragrance oils that are phthalate-free, carcinogen-free, non-toxic, so it doesn't have that nasty stuff in it. And sometimes it can be infused with safe-to-use essential oils. So that's like kind of the misconception on the market. You think, oh, let me just buy this essential oil and it'll be so much better for me. It's natural, it's healthy. You're better off being with a company that's looking into which essential oils are okay to be burning and using fragrance oils, like I said, that are non-toxic and things like that, to make sure that you're not compromising on getting that like vanilla cupcake scent or that chocolate scent. Because fragrances a lot of the time, so a lot of the fragrances on the market actually contain phthalates. So what that is, it's a plasticizer. So it's used in plastic production. It makes plastic flexible, and it's been linked to a lot of detrimental health issues. So damage to the liver, the kidneys, different types of cancers, neurodevelopmental issues, and it's a known carcinogen. It's known that it's not good for you. They banned it in children's toys in 2008, but it's not regulated on the market. So a lot of the household products that we're using, even like shampoos and stuff like that, that contain fragrances are also contain phthalates because they're used in fragrance production. So you want to make sure you're shopping smart, and looking at brands, like I said, that are telling you this is phthalate free, this is non-toxic, this doesn't contain any known carcinogens.
So when you're looking at a label, when you're buying even any kind of cleaning product, shampoo, candle, anything like that, phthalate free is what you need to look for. It's very important because these things add up in our health. So I'm glad that you did all the research. You're obviously like a top quality product, which is I love so much. So whenever you've developed 32 scents and you're developing more, so you talk about the design of the candles too. You have some very clean, classic designs, but then we've talked about how you have different colors, different shapes and sizes.
So originally, this is our original design right here. So this is just our clean. This is what the brand is about, clean, crisp. But we have like home decor enthusiasts that want the cleaner product, but they also want it to match their aesthetic. So we've developed a few different home decor lines. So this is like our metallic collection. This one's really cute because it actually comes with a dust cover, and you can actually plant this and wildflowers will grow.
I love that.
So we have a lot of people that give it as gift because they're like, oh, this is like a 2-in-1 thing. So yeah, you could literally just plant this, water it like you would any seed, and wildflowers grow.
That's one of the most earth-friendly things.
Environmentally friendly, exactly. So, and it's a sleek, like modern design. Then we have this and this, which this is our triple wick. So we came up with a triple wick because everybody is just like, oh, I really want a triple wick candle. I don't know what it is about the 3 wicks that gets people.
I was going to ask you about that. What's the difference between having 2 wicks, 1 wick?
It's a misconception. So the problem is that when you have 2 wicks, a lot of the times you're getting that waste of the wax around because it's not wicked correctly. So now it's created this misconception that in order to get an even burn, you need 3 wicks. But what people are not understanding is you're adding the third wick and you might be getting an even burn, but you're getting a much faster burn too. If your double wick is wicked correctly, it's going to burn evenly and it's going to last you a lot longer. But anyway, for our triple wick lovers, we do have this, and it comes in different colors. Great. So there's 5 different colors in that one, and then this one's really cute. It's more like, you know, it's still clean and stuff like that, but it comes in like 7 different colors as well.
Oh, wow. I love that you can get, because like I was saying before, at some stores, you know, if your favorite scent is pink grapefruit, then all of them are pink.
Exactly.
What if your aesthetic is blue and green? So
exactly.
I love that you give them, the customers, the option of this.
Right.
And then you also have not just candles.
No. So we have air and fabric fresheners. So this is also with the all natural stuff. You could see it's like separated. So you need to shake it before you spray it.
Yeah.
But
Very
it
cool.
lasts a very long time. You can spray it on fabrics. It'll last 2 days. I've heard 3 days. You walk into the room, it still smells.
That's great.
And then we also have wax melts and wax warmers. And we're actually in the process of launching a few other products.
Oh, exciting.
Yes.
So that'll be soon, right?
Yes.
Also, let's talk about, too, how you just opened up a store.
Yeah. So online-wise, we're on our own website, Amazon.com, Walmart.com. But we know that there's a need for people to smell the product in person. It's a very personalized experience when you walk into a candle store and you smell the product.
Yes.
Someone smells one scent and they hate it, and the other person smells it and it's like, this is my favorite scent of all time. So we launched at Roosevelt Field Mall, where we carry all of our products.
Yes.
And this Garden City.
Yeah.
So you can come find us there, and our employees are really good at matching you with scents. We even have a scent quiz in store.
Ooh.
So if you're totally lost and don't know what you want, you can just answer 5 quick questions on a touch screen that we just set up, and you can get matched with your scent and
That's
find
brilliant.
what's good for you. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's 3 months ago you opened. How has it been going so far?
Good. So what we see a lot with the product is once it gets in people's hands, they come back. It's that good.
Yeah.
The reviews speak for themselves. It's not just me anymore talking.
Yeah.
Although I'm very picky and I make sure every bit of the product is perfect. I test every batch that goes out of the warehouse.
Well, it shows. I mean, it's so good even MTV found you,
yes,
right?
Exactly. So so we do actually custom projects too. So we did this for the MTV Awards, and it was in the celebrity gift bag. So the celebrities got that as their gift.
This.
Yes, they did.
Does that mean I'm a celebrity? I get it.
And then we also do like weddings, baptisms, stuff like that.
That's so
where we
elegant.
do like custom. It's fully custom. So
Yeah.
like for this couple gave me their logo. We were able to put it on a jar, put rhinestones,
Beautiful.
embed it onto the candle jar. So
Great gift too.
Great gift,
Gifts.
great favors. Yep. Corporate. We have a lot of corporate people that reach out and they're like, oh, I'm in real estate. Like, I want my client to get a candle when they close on a house.
Yeah.
And they put their logo on it and stuff like
Wow,
that.
that's really, really awesome. That's
Yeah.
so great. And Halarosis is the name of your brand. What does that mean, and what was the inspiration behind choosing that name?
Yeah, so it's the Greek word for relaxation. So I'm first generation American. My parents came here from Cyprus.
Oh.
So my culture has been ingrained within me since I was young. And it's just something that I did to like honor my parents. It's just part of who I am. I wanted to bring it into the brand, and it really encompasses what I'm trying to do here. That self-care, that relaxation vibe from the products, and burning them and using them in your home.
Yeah. Would you say that that is your biggest passion and inspiration behind your business, is providing people with that feeling?
Yeah, so I mean, you can be relaxed knowing you're burning something much cleaner, much safer for you, and you can use it around your family knowing that it's safer and cleaner for you.
Definitely.
So it's like peace of mind, relaxation, all that type of stuff. Relaxation in the literal sense. I know people that light the candle like lavender because it's aromatherapeutic and they want that relaxing feeling, but also relaxation in the fact that like peace of mind, you don't have to think about it. You know you're burning something clean and okay to use and safe for you.
Definitely. And do you think, so people, obviously these products are available, these healthier, cleaner products. Why are other products even out there anymore? Why is that even available? Why do you think that not everybody is going for the clean way?
So I think this is multifaceted. So I think there's a lack of education on the market. The products that are not so good for you are cheaper for the manufacturers to make because they're not using high quality ingredients. So they can just crank them out, and you're basically paying for a huge profit margin.
Yes.
And I mean, I think like people just like think that they're not gonna get the same scent throw when it comes to cleaner products, because that was my experience too. So when I tried to make the switch, like I was saying earlier, I wasn't getting that room filling fragrance. And there's a difference between room filling fragrance and a heaviness in the room.
Yes.
I wasn't getting the heaviness. It was great because that like heavy headache inducing feeling wasn't in the room. But I was also not smelling it. I was walking into the room and I was like, oh, do I even have the candle lit?
Yeah.
So a lot of people are hesitant to make the switch over because of experiences that they've had trying to make the switch over. So that was also at the top of my priority when I was developing this. I was like, let me make something where the whole room smells.
Yes.
If I'm gonna make another soy candle, it's not worth it. I want something that's gonna be safer for you, but it's not gonna compromise that room filling fragrance. And even more so, they're priced at a point where you can make that switch really easily, and you don't have to compromise your wallet either.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna touch on too. Your price range for your candles are very reasonable.
Exactly.
I mean, people pay $80, $90, $100 for the top kind of candles. You would think that this people
so we
probably
have
assume that these are $60, $70 and they're
so
not.
we have little candles that are $6.99, so you can come into the store and try it. $6. And then we have candles that go up to like $30. So like for this one, for example, it's $14, $14.99.
That's very, very reasonable.
So exactly. So we're not asking you to break the bank to make the switch. We want you to make the switch so you realize that there's a healthier alternative and it's going to be your go-to candle, because everybody has their go-to candle brand.
Yes.
People who burn candles, typically they're like fanatics of that one brand. And the people who make the switch, that's what they're doing with our brand now too. Like I said, they're always coming back. They're making those constant purchases because they see the difference. They see that there's no black on their walls when they're burning it.
Yeah.
And they're experiencing the room filling fragrance without having to break the bank and compromising their health.
Yeah, definitely. So, I have a few fun questions. What is your favorite scent that you've developed?
Ooh, I actually hate this question.
It's hard. I know. I'm probably.
Exactly. I developed it. So, with 30 cents, we have a varying degree.
Sure.
Anything that you can think of, you could probably find in store. Like I said, holiday, sweet, floral, fruity, masculine, whatever. Personally, I tend to go for like the more masculine and like higher end luxury type smells. So that's just what I like. Neutrals, I call them. Clean neutrals, So my two top favorites are incense and citrus, which literally smells like a man's cologne. And actually amber and musk, which I have right here. That one's super like a clean.
Ooh, yeah. Like if you walk into someone's house and it smells like this,
it's just like a clean neutral scent.
Definitely.
Because there's a difference between clean, like clean scents, like lemongrass, lemongrass, which is our #1 bestseller.
Oh wow!
Cool. People love it. It's that clean, like lemony type smell. So there's a difference between that and this type of clean, which is what I call a clean neutral. I usually tend to go for these. But really, it's difficult for me to pick. Like pinpoint, because like if it's not up to my standards, I'm not launching it anyway. So if it's on the shelf, I have to like it at least a little bit.
Well, it's good that you're so involved with the process right now, but I'm thinking you're gonna have to you're gonna expand, and you're maybe gonna have to have someone else helping you at some point.
But that is the last thing I'm gonna give up. I keep saying, like, when I expand, that'll be the last thing I give up. It's honestly the most enjoyable part of the business for me. Like, it's like a passion and a drive that I have, like sitting there developing those scents. To me is like the most fun, exciting part of the entire business.
Oh, so you can definitely
it'll
tell.
Be like the last thing I give up if I have to give it up. And I would have to find somebody that's, like I said, smelling the fragrances the same way that I am. So that would be a lot of like testing going on there, figuring out if they're the one.
A big interview process.
Yes,
for that
exactly.
person. What are you most excited about for the future for Halarosis?
So product development, I guess, like I just said, we're launching new stuff because the home fragrance industry is constantly evolving and it's changing, and we're staying at the cusp of that. But also, we've recently started doing candle classes. So we've done a couple in store. We have another one coming up at the end of the month. But more importantly, we actually come to your house and do them, or your location of choice. So if you're having an event, bachelorette, birthday party, girls' night, whatever it is, you can reach out to us and we can set up an event where we come to your house, we bring everything you need, and you can make an 8 to 10 ounce candle. You can mix your fragrances. So we actually bring 60 scents with us, which is a lot of scents. And all of those can be combined to create your own custom scent, which is an experience in itself. So we come to your house, we set it up, and you can have a party making candles with your friends, your family, whatever it is.
Yeah, that sounds really fun. So if you're looking for something a little more interesting and different from your typical paint and sip maybe, or wine tasting, candle making.
Yeah.
And it's a custom fun thing.
It's a custom fun
that
thing. You decorate the jar the way that you want.
Wow.
Yeah, so
that sounds fun.
Yeah, we work with themes. So like if you have a birthday party and it has a specific theme, like let's say it's, I don't know, aqua themes or sea themes, we'll bring like all different types of blues and like we'll make it fun. So we work with you to kind of fit into your theme. And it's a super fun process. People love it. They think it's really unique.
Yeah.
And being in that, they're in that mindset that I'm in when I'm developing the fragrances. They're like, oh, does this go with this? Does that go with that? And it's actually a really fun experience for me too, because I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, yeah, maybe you should add a little bit of this or a little bit of that.
You're educating.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so fun.
Exactly, yeah.
So people can go to your website if they want to book that, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
They can go to our website. They can email us, DM us. So
great.
Yeah.
And your candle making classes in store, which is in Roosevelt Field Mall.
Yes.
That you're having another one. When is it?
It's the end of the month. It's the last Sunday of the month.
The last Sunday of July.
Yes.
Awesome. So if anyone wants to head out to Roosevelt Field Mall for that.
Yes. So if you follow us on social media, those are based on ticket sales. So we post the link, you can buy a ticket, and you just come at your time slot that you have a ticket for, and you can sit. It's about an hour and a half process.
Awesome.
Yeah, we don't really rush you out. As long as if you want to sit there and rhinestone the whole jar, we'll let you. But,
Yeah. Sounds like a really fun experience. Joanna, this has been really educational. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and also your process. It's fun. It's better for your health, which is great. And I really appreciate you being on the show. And I'm excited to see the growth of your business too.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
So if people want to get in touch with you either for a class, an event, or to buy your products, you have a website they can go to purchase,
Yes.
and you're also
so it's
available.
Halarosis.com. For product purchases, we're available on Amazon.com and Walmart.com as well.
Awesome.
And then there's also a couple of retailers that carry our products outside of like our website and our own retail location. Those can be found on our website too.
That's exciting. Great. So your website and your Instagram is
Halarosis. Everything's Halarosis. So
awesome.
Yeah.
So definitely check them out. Again, Joanna, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank
This
you.
has been another great episode of the GC360 podcast. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in. This episode was sponsored by Alliance Services, and we will see you next time.